So I completed my bachelor in mechanical engineering in 2020. Okay, after that, I worked at IIT Gandhinagar. Okay, as a research assistant. Okay, in the robotics lab. After that, I like kind of started as a CFD consultant. Okay, for about a year, and after that, I came to the United States to pursue my degree in aerospace engineering. Okay, yeah, basically. Mhm.
Okay, okay. Yeah, go ahead. So, just to, as I said, what are the questions
Questions?
that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
having? Yeah.
yeah. So basically, I concerned about the mainly aerospace because it's related to the defense side. Okay, so like uh, how what is the like? I just came in the United States and my visa is for 4 years. So what is the possibility to get a job? Okay, in the aerospace domain or not especially aerospace because it's mostly aerospace companies are related to defense. Okay, but the kind of CFD. Okay, it can be a apply in the aerodynamics or drone applications. Okay, which might be a possibility to get into. Okay, and how to make relationship with the recruiters. Okay, that's kind of a new thing in the United States, and how to establish the good relationship. And yeah, what is the actually I did my first semester online, okay, back in India, and this is my second semester. Okay, so what is the right time for the CPT duration usage and OPT? When I should apply for my OPT?
Okay, okay. So I understand your questions now.
Yeah,
So actually, a couple
yeah.
of
How can
things.
I expand my how can I expand my like portfolio to expand broaden my job application search.
Right, right. So,
Yeah.
couple of things. First of all, um, so you are absolutely right in saying getting a job in aerospace sector is almost a no, not possible at all.
Yeah.
And that too, unless and until you are a citizen, right? That's how the nature
Correct.
of the work here is. My advice to you would be is when so first of all, when you should be able to apply a job and all that, it really will happen with you at the last semester, to be honest. So when you are in your
Okay.
fourth semester, like you start applying for
Mhm.
jobs. So let's say you are graduating, you will plan to graduate in May of 2022,
Two. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So ideally, the time you gonna start applying for a job is after Christmas, which is like January or so.
Okay.
That would be an ideal time. I don't know whether you will be doing a thesis or not because you will be spending a lot of
Yeah.
time on that, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. I
just
know.
right. So my usually my advice is, and this is not extremely rigid for master's student, but if you are a PhD, finish your thesis draft, submit it, and then do it. But for masters, it doesn't matter. You can do both at the same time,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
You can apply for the job as well as you can work on your thesis. My very strong recommendation for you is you need to make sure that your portfolio does not say too much about aerospace and work related to that. That would be extremely, extremely problematic for you otherwise. Like,
Oh,
for
okay.
example, you're gonna say, hey, I have expertise in the aerospace domain, let's say, right?
Mhm.
And because you're not going to get job in aerospace,
Yeah.
then if let's say you are applying for a job in a company who is looking for someone who has a specialty in the area of fluid dynamics, let's say they want to do CFD simulation, and rather than focusing on that, if you're going to say something different, that could backfire you. Okay,
Okay. Hmm.
so don't try to what I'm saying, see, what happens is when you write your CV, it is extremely important. So I will give you my example. Okay,
Okay.
I came exactly like you as a student
Hmm.
15 years back.
Okay.
There was no difference between you and me, to be honest with you, if I have to say. Just like you, I came, and to be honest with you, I came in January too, actually, because I was doing some project work at IIT Bombay at that time, and my advisor at University of Arizona at that time, he didn't get the project, so I was waiting for him to get it, and then he got it, and then so I came on 29th of December 2003.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it was that. So as I said, there is no difference between you and me at that time.
Okay.
So I have to go through the entire visa process as a student,
Yeah.
and then, but I decided, when I came here, I knew I had to do PhD, so I did my PhD and all, and I have a different motive at that time. I want to become a professor. I want to go in academics and all that. So I had a
Hmm.
different motive at that time, but it was a long journey, right?
Right.
And even where I'm working right now, you cannot get a job unless you are a US citizen. So just
Yeah.
imagine the journey I took, and it will be not different for you. It will be same or more difficult. It will not be easy. The reason I say so, it will not be easy, just because the way I see immigration has become more worse and worse. It has not become better and better.
Yes,
and
that's true.
and, and for masters, there is no way you can get a citizenship, or even a green card. There is no way unless you marry a citizen.
Okay. Hmm.
That's a no-no as of now,
Okay.
because for a master's student, sorry, let me rephrase it. For an Indian student who has only a master's degree, getting a green card right now is like 70 years wait or something like that.
Oh yeah, the waiting time is too long.
I mean,
It kind
it's
of
it.
impossible. Yeah,
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 right, right. For PhDs, yes, but for masters, no. For PhDs, when I applied for my green card and all, it was still difficult. I would not say it was easy. But if you have a PhD and some advanced level education or whatever, then it is still easy. So just imagine your journey will be more tougher then, right?
yeah. Right.
In that
Mhm.
sense. So
Okay.
keep those things in mind. You just came right now, so I really want to give you an advice as if I am there, because I see you and myself in that sense, right?
Okay. Mhm.
But so just imagine now what are the decisions you're gonna take. That also means, is it worth staying here then or not? It does also means, because you're gonna sacrifice quite a lot, right, away from home. If you have a family here, that's good. If not, then that's the other thing too. If
Yeah.
you don't have a Because when I came, I was the first person from my family to arrive. I had nobody. And
Yeah.
then after 3 years or 4 years back, after, my cousin came through, he used to work for TCS, and I was in Arizona, he was in Washington DC, so that's the only person I used to know. So but if you have a extended family, that's good, right? Still you have a support structure. But if you have not, that then becomes more difficult.
Okay.
So just take all these things in mind, and then think of, I mean, as I said, even with a PhD student, no matter how good you are, you cannot get a job in aerospace sector. Not
Yeah,
possible.
that's true. Hmm.
So what I want you to understand is, your focus then has to be on skill development. Like Modi ji कहते हैं ना, skill development. That's what you want
Yes.
actually.
Okay.
So the
Right.
skill development has to be like, you have to well verse with the softwares of CFDs.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, once you become an expert of the software, like let's say for example Ansys, Fluent, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Then when you write your CV, don't write it as if you are an aerospace engineer, but write as an expert of a CFD. Do you understand my
Oh.
point?
Okay.
Because then
Yeah.
what happens is, doesn't matter what sector it is. For example,
Right.
if you are in a fuel cell, you are in automotive, you are in aerospace, you are mm, even Pepsi Cola, you are something who is making OEMs for any
Yeah.
company.
Hmm.
If they are involved in some sort of a fluid structure analysis, because any design you do, you need those sort of stress
Yes.
analysis, CFD analysis. you will be the person who will find a job. But don't
Okay.
dare make a mistake in saying, I am an aerospace engineer. I cannot emphasize that enough
Okay.
because
Okay.
that will backfire you. Having said that, I'm also not going to tell you don't do this or don't do that. But what I'm trying to tell here is to you is you can have another CV as an aerospace engineer. That's fine, but
Right.
make sure you have some other CV which looks very different, which says you are a problem solver. You are an expert of CFD. You are an expert in robotics, but it doesn't have to do with aerospace. It should not come out. Like for example, you are making um, cheese sandwich. It has cheese in it, right? But then you
Okay.
are making sorry cheese pizza. It has cheese in it, but then you are making a veggie pizza. It has veggie in it. So your CV
Ah,
has to look. It is a CV. It is a pizza, but this is a vegetarian pizza. So what do you want, right?
right.
You should have multiple things to offer to people, and once you are able to do that, then your more doors will open too, because then you will be able to apply jobs in any companies, doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay.
But for example, if Apple needs someone who is a who is an expert in CFD because they are tomorrow they are designing electric cars, right? Just I'm saying you
Okay.
can work there too, because
Mhm.
for you the important thing is you want to work in a company which helps you develop your career. It doesn't have to be in aerospace, like
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean I would say I was fortunate enough that I landed up in this job, but before that I worked for Rolls-Royce, I worked for LG, I worked for Ansys, I worked for a startup. Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it really depends where you want to grow and learn things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's how, in my opinion, you should be thinking right now and developing your skills.
Okay. Mhm. Understood.
Don't focus too much on aerospace. It will be
Yeah.
detrimental. And then also because what the reason I'm thinking about this visa situation and everything, um, if you look at those companies, and when you work on a core sector, that's the other problem we have, right? We are not a software engineer, so we can
Yeah.
get any job because most of the H1s are taken by software companies, right?
Software. Mm.
So you have to look at the companies who are offering visas. So who are those companies? Apple, Amazon, AZ, One Lab or AB Labs.
Yeah.
Um,
Heavy
it,
labs.
yeah, right. So what I'm saying is those are the product-based companies that are offering visas. Otherwise, there will be a mom and pop shop next down to your road. They will not be doing that. They will be probably, you will get help once you get an OPT, because once you get an OPT, then it will be easy for you to work for anybody because they don't have to sponsor your visa. But that doesn't mean you need a visa. That
Right.
OPT will expire after a year or two, whatever the time frame is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as far as applying for OPT and all that concerned, I would say go as late as possible. So, for example, let's say here comes January, don't apply for OPT right away,
Oh. Okay.
right? Because the
Uh-huh.
reason I say so is because your OPT will have a 60-day time. Once it starts, it starts. Your time starts then.
Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because once your time starts, if you are not able to find a job, and here 60 days, go back home. And if
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
okay with you, doesn't matter. But if that's not okay with you, try to be a little smarter. The way you do it, then keep applying for job unless and until you get a confirmation, like
Mm-hmm.
you have a job offer.
Right. Then it's time
My,
to.
that day is the day to apply for OPT, because the companies can wait for 2 months. That's not a problem because you will still have to submit your thesis. You have to do things, right?
Right. Right.
Because that day is the day you will be able to say, okay, I can now, I'm okay now.
Okay.
But
Uh-huh.
unless and until you submit your thesis and your school kicks you out, then you have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
but
true.
but delay it as much as possible, because let's say even if you submit your thesis or whatever by that time, use your time as a F1 guy, because the day your OPT gets approved,
Mm-hmm.
your clock starts and there is no going back.
Oh. Okay. And like I have to apply for H1B after getting OPT or.
Company applies that, you don't apply.
Oh, okay, okay. Company. So I have to target that companies who are offering the H1B students like Amazon, Apple, and all that. big company.
That would be preferable because those big companies have big lawyers. They know the things. They have a lot of international students. But if you look at companies who are a 10 people company next door to you, they
Okay.
have no idea probably what is H1.
Oh, okay.
And
The
and and
startups may be kind of red
yeah,
alert.
right. Red alert. But I would say if you're able to use your OPT, because
Mhm.
your OPT is good for 3 years, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can still be using your OPT, doesn't matter. So, I would say first thing is getting a job. Second thing is something, a company who is able to give you a visa. But
Okay.
first thing, getting a job, because, as I said, you will still can work for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But
true.
because if you don't have a job and if you have OPT, 60 days you're out. And trust me, in 2020, there were many cases I have spoken who are like that, gone back home.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Lot of them, not just one, lot of them.
Mhm. And like, so I can use my CPT period, right? Like it's about less than 1 year, right? So during
CPT,
my,
uh,
yeah.
you once you are about to graduate, the only thing I think you can do is OPT, not CPT. CPT is
No,
for
during my like I'm doing my masters, right? So for let's say in this summer, okay, I
yeah,
use my CPT, right?
for internship.
For yeah, for internship. So it's a says around less than 1 year. It must be less than 1 year, right? Otherwise, I lose my OPT period. That's true, right?
You have to check that with international office. I'm not the
Okay.
expert to that, but I'm pretty sure you will have a lot of international students there, maybe a lot of Indian students who can advise you on that.
Oh,
But
okay.
generally, because I'm old school. I'm talking about 13 years back, right? But a lot of
Mhm.
information which I have is now is because I talk to so many students. A lot of students tell me things, right? So I'm
Yeah.
I'm telling you the actual things, but the details you have to talk to
Okay.
international
Sure.
office because they
Sure.
can exactly tell you.
Mhm.
But my what I'm saying is usually CPTs for if you're looking for internships,
Mhm.
OPT is when you're done.
Then okay.
And I
Okay.
think when you are close to your graduation, you can't take CPT. You
Okay, 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 okay. And like so, for what's your advice for like broaden the portfolio? Like I am also, into the robotics. I actually did my, kind of online courses on deep learning and machine learning. Okay, so I'm good at that area also. And
I, as I said, Krishna, skill development is the key.
okay,
I can't emphasize that. Anything that you do which has to do with skill development, like for example, if you are a carpenter, you can build table, you can build chair, you can build bed, you can have multiple things to offer, right?
okay,
So anything you learn, which is either, as I said, Six Sigma, machine learning, anything, because you are a master student, you should be hands-on.
yeah,
You know,
that's true.
uh, the more skills you have, the more offers you will have. That's how it's very simple.
Okay,
Because the type of jobs you will be able to do, or you will be able to apply will be not like a core R&D. It will be manufacturing. They are looking for an engineer who can help solve the problem and things like that. As I said, my focus is on skill development and problem solving. So if your CV gonna come like that, you will be the person. And as I said, that will also allow you doors to work for any company. Does not matter. That's what I want. That's I want you to tell you. Make sure your CV is so comes out as you can work for anybody.
okay. Hmm.
Simple,
Yeah,
as simple as I can't emphasize more than that. I mean, so no matter what company it is Pepsi Cola, what you can offer for them. If it's a Coke company, what you can offer to them. If it is a aerospace, Boeing, what you can offer to them. If it's a Ford Motors, what you can offer to them. If it is Tesla, what you can offer to them. If it is SpaceX, what you can offer to them. If it's Rolls Royce, what you can offer to them. If it's a company which is additive manufacturing company, because CFD plays a huge role there too, what you can offer to
yeah.
them. That's how it has to come out.
Okay,
So
okay.
and one of the best things that you can do, actually, to be honest with you, right away, which is very simple to do, and don't want you to spend too much time in it, but it's a good exercise. Think of you have graduated. Okay,
Okay.
think of you have graduated. Start looking for jobs, see what is out there,
Mhm.
and see. And if you like a job, you said, yeah, geez, this is a good job in this company X, and it fits really what I would like to do, right? That's the first thing. And
Yeah.
I would learn quite a lot, and I think I have a lot to give. Look at the preferred qualification and required qualification section and see what are you missing.
Oh, okay.
Simple exercise, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Start from there.
Okay. Right.
And as I said, if you do that, even I would say if you pick that I would say that as a problem, one problem every month, by 12 months you will be really great,
Yeah. Yes.
because then you will know where you are lacking, why you will not get the job. Because trust me, when you are applying for a job, the way I see it is the requirement of the job and your CV has to be like an answer sheet.
Okay.
So if you have all the checks done, I don't see a reason why you will not receive a interview call. But if you have, oh, I'm not sure, I'm not sure, yeah, that's a problem.
Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's a
Right.
very simple exercise, and then it
Yes.
will just tell you what you would like to do, what you want to do. So
Yeah.
at coming here, I'm pretty sure you, like, I speak to students who have said, hey, I want to do a job in Tesla. My advice is, look, go to Tesla's career website and see what you're missing. So for
Yeah.
example, let's in your case say, how can I get internship at Tesla? I have some interviews videos in my channel. Actually, you can look for interns who have done internship in Tesla and what they will tell you.
Okay.
And it's a very simple, it's a problem solving company. They look for people who have a hands-on experience, but once you work there, you learn so much. It's like, I wish I would have done it, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
it's so I would say, and this is the time, actually right now is the time where people actually apply for internships.
Internships. Yes.
So just to go to their career websites and just see what interns they have to offer and what is the requirement, and apply and see if you get a call.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's a chance. Yeah.
yeah. So as I said, this is a very simple exercise, but you have to be
Oh.
persistent. Don't make
Yeah.
those mistakes, because as I said, the only reason I want to talk to you is because I know people who make this huge mistake saying, hey, I really love to work on aerospace. Yeah, you love to, doesn't matter, you get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a reality. Yeah.
That's a reality. So face the reality and work that way. And who knows, one day you will work in an aerospace company like I am doing. It's not like I wanted, but everything can happen, right?
Yeah. That's true.
Right. So that's how how it works. And your real struggle actually starts the day you land here. You haven't This is the real struggle now, because as I said, you come here new. Now nobody's gonna give you food. You have to make your own food, cook and clean too. So everything you have to do on your own, and worry about a lot of other stuff. So you will see the actual pressure now.
Yeah.
Now you are a grown up man. It really reminds me when I came, to be honest with you, when I talk to someone like you. It's I remember coming down. When did you graduate from undergrad?
2018.
2018. Okay. So you worked, you said, right? Yeah. But I didn't
Yeah.
work so I came right away.
Oh.
It was like out of the blues, and then you have food and all that, and I had
Yeah.
like
That's kind of
two,
real struggle. Yeah.
yeah, 2 or 3 roommates. I don't know whether you're vegetarian, but if you're vegetarian, that's another struggle to hear.
Yeah.
But if you can still eat chicken and something, then it's fine. But that's another. But things, as I said, you will enjoy. I think professional. But if you ask me, the best days of my life, I would say the day I've entered in undergrad and the day I finished my PhD. Those 10 years are best days of my life. No, undoubted.
Okay.
Yeah. So still I can't say that, emphasize more than that. So and of course, if somebody wants to study, and if you come to a place, and Huntsville, Alabama is a good university, especially for aerospace, to be honest. But
Yeah.
if you come here, try to learn. And as I said to you, even if you don't get a job in aerospace, if you are there, Alabama, Huntsville, it is such a good university from aerospace point of view. Learn, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You never know where you're going to use it. And a very good example I give you, my undergrad is in mining engineering. It's not in aerospace.
Oh,
I
okay.
so and then I did my master's in civil engineering, my PhD in mechanical. So I moved so much. But today, when I have to, we have to work on some moon programs, and they were talking about mining in moon. I remember my undergrad days now. So sometimes you learn things you don't realize when you're going to use it, right?
Okay.
So make sure you learn things. Don't skip. Try to learn as much. This is such a amazing. I mean, I remember when I started doing my masters, I just loved like taking courses here because there was no pressure, and you there is no too much pressure about, oh, how can I bring my grades in and all that. And there were open book exams. The professors were so awesome. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, yeah. The courses are kind of manageable here compared to
Yeah,
the, what we did in India. More,
yeah.
they are more theoretical focus. So right now, actually, I am a TA2. Okay, great. I got teaching assistantship. So
Right.
uh, yeah, it's mostly I also teach labs. So
Yeah,
that
I mean, you will actually, if you're teaching labs, you will learn a lot actually, to be honest.
yeah. It's kind of fun.
Yep. So as I said, have fun. Don't worry too much. Enjoy your time here. And as I said, if you are in Alabama Huntsville, make sure to visit their museum, Space Museum. It's a really good one. I wish
Yeah.
I can. I have not gone there, but I've heard it's really good. They have real artifacts from Apollo
Yeah,
programs and
actually, I can see the Saturn V rocket, the
right.
standing in front of my room. So
Exactly. So that I wish I could see those things, but I'm pretty sure I will. One day I will come. But as I said, it's a good place to study from a lot of point of view. So
yes, yes,
enjoy your time.
yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and can you tell me the I watched a couple of videos of yours, and okay, you also mentioned the MBAs and courses like Six Sigma. Okay, so would it be good idea to invest time on that area too, or to broaden my portfolio in engineering aspects? What's your suggestion about that?
I mean, if you get the chance, do it. I'm pretty sure you will find some courses over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you can take and all that. So as I said, a skill. As I said, is going to the same point.
skill
As far as
development.
yeah,
Yes.
that is the key. There is
Okay.
nothing, yeah, because as I said, because then you can make chair, table, whatever you want, right? So this is what
Yes.
you want to be very hands on, because that's where you will get a value. Don't put too much emphasis on what degree you are getting. Degree has no value.
Yes.
Trust me, degree has no value.
Okay.
The place you graduate from and what you know has a value,
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.